How's it going, YouTube? Today I'm bringing you a video about inventory management in World of Warcraft. Now this video I'm bringing it to you right now because I think it's important since there's a new expansion coming out very soon. So you want to have your bags clear, but most importantly you want to have your bags mostly clean all throughout an expansion without doing too much work or expending too much time messing with your bags. So to do this, I'm gonna talk about 3 add-ons. One of them is Bagnon, the Minutiae, or however you freaking pronounce that, and finally Auction Master. Now I'm gonna go this one by one, but before anything, let's say you already have Bagnon here. So the first thing that I'm gonna teach you is how I manage my bags so I know where everything is. So the first thing that I do is I put all my fun items up on the top. Right on this character I don't have any fun items, but I normally have a bunch of engineering items and such and other like cool little cooldowns and stuff like that on the top that are non-consumable. These are stuff that just have a cooldown that are never gonna consume. All up here in your Hearthstone and your other things that you need for professions, like my rod here for enchanting I have. Then down here on the bottom I have all my consumables, from the ones that I consume the most from the ones that I consume the least. And I have on the bottom I have my water breathing ones, which is the ones that I consume the least, but I still have them in my bags. And that will give you this big gap. And this big gap in the middle is where all your drops are gonna fall. Everything else that you're not gonna constantly have in your bags is gonna fall in. So this is where Minutiae comes into play. So let's go to interface here, add-ons, Minutiae. Minutiae is gonna let you repair automatically, either with whether it's your own money or your guild money. If you don't want to use your guild money, you can click on that and I will use your money, and it will automatically sell your great items. That's the important part of this add-on. I will talk a little bit about this add-on some more, but for now the important thing is to sell the great items. So what's gonna happen, that let's say you just got done running a bunch of dungeons, okay, and your bags are almost full. Let's say they're not completely full, but they're almost full. So you're gonna go by a vendor, you're just gonna right click him and you're gonna automatically sell all your items and automatically repair. You're not gonna have to worry about going item by item and seeing which one is gray, which one is white, which one I want, which one I don't want. And you won't have to even worry about repairing ever, because you're always gonna be repaired every time you go into a vendor that can repair, of course. Okay. So then I have the gear sets. My gear sets are here organized by gear set. On this character I only have one gear set, or two, sorry. So I have my PvE and my PvP gear set. So I have this gear set down here and the gear set that I have in here. So that's that. Like for example, for my warrior I have my DPS set and I have my tanking set and then I have my PvP set. So those are constantly changing and sometimes it can get a little bit messy. So it is important that you organize your gear sets, so like the ones that are gonna get messy, like that are gonna leave gaps in between, you put those items last so it doesn't leave gaps, it just leaves an empty spot at the end of the row. Okay, so let's talk about the bank. In your bank here, let's see I have my bank cleared, so it's not a good example. Let me log over. I'll go log over to a character that has more stuff. Okay, so this guy has a bunch of stuff. So how I organize my bank over here is I put all my heirlooms on the top as I can. Then I put my transmog gear in rows, so I know where they are. And then I put my tabards and then other fun items and bags and stuff like that. And if you see here, I have 2 mining bags and 1 engineering bag on the bottom here. And you say, why would I have that? Well, I just cleaned out my bags from a whole expansion. Like It's the first time I clean out my bags in the whole expansion. Never before I did it because I didn't have to. So what happens is that here this place was full of like mats and crafteds and other stuff for different professions. And why? That's because when I went out gathering, all I did was drag this bag and put it right here. And what that did is that all the herbs, all the mines, or whatever I was gathering was gonna go straight into there. So I didn't have to worry about cleaning my bags from that stuff and incidentally even vendoring them. And then I would just simply put them back in my bank like that, and my bags would be empty again. I didn't have to worry about that. Okay, so then I have voice storage. Voice storage is actually something that I just barely started using. It's just barely, and really voice storage is for those players that really have a lot of stuff, a lot of like nostalgia items that they just don't want to get rid of. I'm not that big of that kind of player. Like even in real life, I get rid of stuff pretty easily. But what I'm using the voice storage for is for all the transmog sets that I'm working on that are not finished. That I'm not gonna use them yet for transmog because I don't have the full set. Those items I'm putting in here until I can get the whole set, then I'll put it in my bags. Then what I'm gonna use the voice storage for is gonna be mainly for those items that are there to transmog, but I know that I'm not gonna use it anytime soon. So yeah. So now let's go to the auction house because we're gonna talk a little bit about Auction Master. Okay. So Auction Master. Auction Master is a really easy to use add-on that if you don't want to spend too much time in the auction house, and if you don't want to get the best out of the auction house, you just want to sell things for more than you can vendor in them, this is the best add-on you can get for that, in my opinion. So what you do, you just drag the item that you want to sell. We're gonna say Dust of Disappearance because this is like the only item I can sell. Well, I have a couple more, but here it will select which price is better. It could select lower market, or it could select market price, selling price. It will automatically select the best. But sometimes you have to know that the prices in the auction house in general are going down. For example, right now, everything is selling for really cheap. So this normally automatically will put it for lower market price, and the price will be 3 times as much as the price that is going on for in the auction house at the moment. So it's important that you look at that and you undercut it if you want to sell it fast, which is normally what people want, just to sell it fast, not for sell it for the most. Now I have other auction add-ons because sometimes I like to spend a lot of time in the auction house and try to sell things for the most and make as much profit as I can. Now let's talk about a lot deeply about the Bagnon add-on, because the Bagnon add-on seems to just be like a big square that makes your bags look pretty and stuff. But there is a lot more to that add-on that you think. There is a search, and the search is not like the search that the World of Warcraft will give you by default. This search has a lot of different things that you can look up. For example, you can look up BOAs, bind on account, and it will highlight all your heirlooms. All your heirlooms it will highlight, including your tabard, that is heirloom. If you want to do BOE, bind on equip, all your items that were bind on equip or are bind on equip at the moment are gonna be highlighted. You can do bind on pickup or soul bound, which is kind of the same thing. Soul bound, soul bound, or bind on pickup, and it will highlight all those, including tabards and other fun items. Okay, then you can also look for quality. For example, common. I don't have any. Oh, common. There we go. Common or uncommon. Also epic. If you want to look at all your epic items, so you don't like vendor any of them or whatever, I don't know what reason, but you can look up all your epic items or your trade items or bags, containers. So bag or container, you can type either and it will show up your bags that you have in your inventory. Oh, and the good one, item level. So you can do higher than item level 200 and it will show all the ones that are higher than item level 200 or that are higher than item 378. Let's do 378. So I only have a couple that are higher than 378 in my bags. Or you can do less than. So you can do smaller than 200. So it will show all your items that are smaller than 200 or even 100 will do. So it will show that I have that item that's lower than 100 and all those. So that's a really useful way to look up your items, and you can see that if you have a lot of epics because you just did a bunch of like old dungeons and old raids and you don't want to like sell any of your epics that you're currently using on without noticing, you can simply do that. Okay, what item level was I going for? So I'm gonna do smaller than 200. So like all the 200 epics I'm just gonna sell. Okay, so then after that we have armor. What you can do simply by armor. So it looks up all your armor, or weapon, and it looks up all your weapons. Also, you can look up things like the type of armor, the class armor. For example, cloth. I probably wouldn't have any cloth other than cloaks. Or you can do plate. I'm gonna have a lot of plate, so it shows all my plate. For example, if I want to look my leather heirlooms, here it shows up all my leather heirlooms, so I can easily send them to another character. Then we have things like tabards, so you can look up all your tabards if you have them everywhere. Hopefully you don't have them everywhere. And other things like food. So if you're looking for a certain food that you like want for an achievement or whatever, there is your food. It shows up all your food. Same thing with consumables. Consumable. It will show all your consumables, even though those two are not consumable. And then you can of course look at them up by name, by quest item. I don't happen to have any quest item here, but I know, like for example, if I go to my guild bank and I want to get rid of all the items, the quest items that people put in here for some reason, so I can just type quest and look up all my tabs. That is not working for some reason. Let's get rid of that. I don't know why this is not working. Normally works, but it's not working right now. Okay, but as you can see, there's no quest items because I make sure that I get rid of all the quest items that people put in the bank. You can look for enchants, like enchants. I don't have any enchants on this guy, so I wouldn't be able to show you guys, but enchants, same thing with gems. Okay, right now my bags are pretty much clear. I completely emptied out all my bags of all my characters, so I'm not gonna be able to show you any of that kind of stuff. But also regen, there is 2 regions. We have the dust of disappearance, and also poisons, which will be on a rogue. So I think that's it. Minutiae. Oh, I said I was gonna talk about Minutiae a little bit. Interface. So the other fun things that Minutiae will give you, it's, for example, you will automatically release in battlegrounds. You will automatically accept resurrects. You can automatically decline duels. I don't do that, but you can automatically accept any party invites and accept summons. Now, I've had really bad experience in accepting summons, so I don't click it. I make sure when I'm getting summoned to first. Yeah, you can automatically accept quests. They confirm the bind on pickup confirmation, and skip gossip. I'm not sure what that does exactly, but it works. It makes something faster. I don't know what. So that's it for Minutiae, and I think that's it for this video too. Let's try to see what if there's anything left here. Yeah, we talk about the big gap. So in the big gap, all your jobs are gonna they're gonna fall into there, all your jobs. Then you're gonna go into auction master. Auction master, you're gonna sell all the stuff that you can't sell in the auction house. And then after that, you're gonna go to a vendor and automatically sell all your grays and automatically, not automatically, but sell all the rest of the stuff that is worthless to you. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, subscribe if you want to. Until the next one, good hunting.